This is the Omega Speedmaster Professional in Moonshine Gold with the green sunray stepped dial and the green ceramic bezel insert. This one is on the green alligator leather strap with the Moonshine Gold deployant buckle, and I've got to say it is very similar to a standard Speedmaster Professional in stainless steel. It has very similar dimensions, very similar design, the same Meta certified 3861 coaxial movement, but obviously will come with a few differences and a few upgrades. Before I jump into that, let me first shout out Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida. They're a great family-owned brick-and-mortar AD. They lent this watch in for review, and I've purchased multiple Omega from them in the past. If you're interested, a link will be in the description of the video. Now, admittedly, I'm a fan of Omega like so many of you that watch my channel. I am a fan of the Speedmaster, and I am also a history nerd in addition to being a watch nerd. So I love the history of the Speedmaster. This is the 4th generation, but it's a lot more vintage feeling. It harkens back to those Speedmasters that were used by astronauts in various missions, in microgravity, in low Earth orbit, and on the way to the moon, on the surface of the moon, and on the return from the moon to the Earth. And it just doesn't get much cooler than that, in my opinion. So I love the history, I love the tie-in, and I've got to say I'm coming around to precious metal. I love the luster and the warmth and the weight of yellow gold, and I will say that Moonshine Gold is a proprietary alloy for Omega. It is slightly paler looking, a little bit less red than other shades of yellow gold from different brands, and this has secret amounts of silver, copper, and palladium that give it the paler, lighter tone. Now let's go in on the dial on a macro level and take a look at the detail work. We have very crisp printing done in a light gilt tone. There will be an applied Omega logo, polished hands, and then there will be also polished applied markers. And that is in contrast to your standard stainless steel Moonwatches that have a flat step dial and then printed lume. This has a little bit more going on. And I've got to say the color is very subtle. It's not deep. It does not have a dark saturation. It's a lot more under the radar, and I think it suits the Moonshine Gold very well. Now, all of these details will be visible under a box-shaped sapphire crystal that carries only an underside application of anti-reflective treatment. Within the watch is the Meta certified 3861 coaxial movement. This is Lamania-based. The architecture has been the same for decades, but this has a couple different upgrades: a free-sprung balance, a silicone hairspring, and 50 hours of power reserve. I have to say that, there is something slightly romantic about looking at an old-school Lamania-based hand-wind chrono, all of the various components unobscured by a non-existent rotor. I think this is old-school, attractive, and I'm really drawn to that myself. Let me know if you can understand that, or maybe I'm being a little bit crazy here. I will say that the winding action is pleasant. There is a good amount of resistance on this large crown with good texturing, so it's not hard to wind, and I find it slightly therapeutic to sit down every couple days and wind the movement and ensure the 50 hours of power reserve. Now, I will make one critique about this watch right here, and it is in relation to the movement. Often with Omega in the past, anytime they've done a precious metal watch, they've added some precious metal to the caliber just to differentiate it from the stainless steel variations that are very similar. And Omega has not done that with this, to my knowledge. It looks to be the same movement that you'll find in a $7,000 Moonwatch. So a little bit of a disappointment there, but at the same time, it is a Meta certified movement. It will be very accurate and very anti-magnetic. Now, as far as the fit, as far as the finish, it's very sharp, nice presence in person. Again, there is a warmth, there is a luster, and there is a weight to this Moonshine Gold. I like the subtlety of the green, and I like the reflectivity of the ceramic bezel insert. So there are definite niceties involved with this specific iteration. And I will say, with this not being on a bracelet, it accentuates the shape of the case, the lyre lugs, and I think that's very attractive. Now, would I personally purchase one of these Moonshine Gold Speedmasters? I've got to say that I am open to it, and I really am drawn to the Moonshine Gold dial with the black sub-registers and the gloss black ceramic bezel insert. I think that watch, especially on the fitted texturized rubber strap, looks very attractive. And I could see pairing that with my Rolex Day-Date, and there is just something about the warmth, the weight, the luster. I don't know. I think that could be a pretty compelling duo and would be something that I would very much consider doing in the future. Now, let me know if you have any specific questions about the Speedmaster Professional Moonshine Gold. I'll do my best to answer those questions in the comment section. I appreciate you taking the time to watch today. So reach out with those questions. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.